Hey everyone, it's Army Gaming. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Huge shout out to SP for giving me everything I need to make this video. They provided the monster, all the cells needed to take this monster to rank 5, any gems I use will be reimbursed, and they also provided the food to feed this monster all the way to level 150. It's time to take a look at the Great Cthulhu level 150. I gotta say, SP has really outdone themselves. This is one of the best designs we've ever seen in the entire game. My goodness, he is phenomenal. Look at this creature. Gosh, he's amazing. I've always liked Cthulhu, and now to see the Great Cthulhu, that is just awesome. For the longest time, many monsters in the galaxy refused to believe that a creature as terrifying as Cthulhu was even real. However, self-deception is no longer an option because Cthulhu has grown and been reborn as the Great Cthulhu, impossible to ignore and out there for everyone to fear. Alright, let's take a look at this monster's evolving traits. You start the game off with Abomination. You are immune to immunity, possession, corruption, nightmares, and bleed. However, you are susceptible to monsters with Abomination haters, so watch out for that. You res block. You automatically counter Uriel. You block all resurrection skills. You have tough, not even hardened, tough. 35% of the time you do not get hit with negative effects. At rank 4, you give all the enemy nightmares. And then at rank 5, you also reduce the stamina by 50% of all of the enemies. So I think the best thing about this monster is obviously that res block to counteract anyone that relies on reviving. Super useful in war situations. If you see an Uriel and you can use this monster, that Uriel, you don't even got to worry about him. The worst he can do is Catholicon, remove your positive effects, I guess possess you. But it's like, hey, res block, just keep this monster alive and you're good to go. He also can't get possessed, right, if that Uriel is running the possession skill, so you're good. And then that stamina drain, I don't think that's a big deal. At the start of the battle, 50% removal. I guess if there's any relics or talents, mostly talents that rely on like having over 75% stamina, over 50, I guess that could help out, but overall, plus the nightmares will remove stamina, so a little bit below 50, but there's so much stamina recovery that it doesn't really matter. I wish SP would have given him something else, but hey, he has a lot going for him. Alright, with that being said, let's take a look at this monster's skills. Finally Awake deals low special damage to all enemies, spammable, but that's it. The Great Old One applies fear twice to one enemy. 25 stamina, deals no damage, which is great, and 0 cooldown, so you can use it as many times as you want, assuming you have the stamina. Fear makes so the monster loses the next turn, and then you have a 50% chance of reapplying. The fact that it applies twice is super useful against monsters I've hardened, or tough, like this monster himself, right? That tough, 35% less accuracy against this target, but if you're applying it twice, higher likelihood to land. Useful against Bulwark, of course, as well. You have Stellar Seed, deals moderate dark damage to an enemy, applies nightmares to an enemy, requires cooldown. Cthulhu, I don't know how to say that. Drawn to an enemy, nightmares to an enemy. Notice once again not dealing damage. These are both stamina removal skills or effects. Sanity Check removes evasion from one enemy. I don't understand why it's so specific to removing evasion. I guess you could argue like Elvira, right? Elvira gives the whole team evasion. So hey, Sanity Check, bye-bye specifically evasion. And then you go on and deal damage, in this case heavy water damage, in which case you have an elemental advantage against Elvira and any other fire monster, the meta ones, Cherub, Cupid, Serpentex. So this is actually a really strong skill. It also deals very heavy water damage to that, well I already said that, right? That's why it's useful against him. It also activates a cooldown, so even if you don't kill the monster, you're still activating the cooldowns, and even if they have a 0 cooldown skill, you're still applying fear to the monster. So 61 stamina, 2 turn cooldown, I can see why. It just I kind of wish it would have done. I don't kind of wish. I wish it would have just removed positive effects, not just evasion. Because like if they have space time, well then you're not dealing that heavy water damage, right? If they have, I don't know, something else, like just a damage buff, I guess at least you're still activating cooldowns and applying fear to them. So I guess that's useful. But yeah, that remove evasion, it's just interesting how like specific it is. I guess it's also up against like a 150 Maggie. Whisper of Madness deals moderate special damage to one enemy, removes 100% stamina from that enemy, and then 50 from everyone else. Notice it does not cost any stamina of your own. 3 turn cooldown. Even death may die. That is such a line. Even death may die. It applies Cold Blood to itself. Remember that is the skill that lets you, or the effect that lets you bypass taunts and mega taunts. Deals heavy water damage to one enemy, and then applies fear to one enemy. So interesting again because useful against like Elvira or just anyone you need to deny. Is basically denier. You can deny whoever you want thanks to that cold blood mechanic and that fear. Ancient Tentacles removes evasion from enemies and activates all cooldowns on all enemies. Mythos Dreams deals moderate dark damage, applies nightmares. Let's see. Great Prophet applies fear to one, then to all, so super useful against like area dodge monsters if you're taking on Uriel. Fear Uriel, fear his whole team. Emma's Shipwreck deals moderate water damage and then 50% stamina removal, and then moderate water damage drowned. So, interestingly enough, I think this monster is viable as an attacker and as a denier. And funny enough, in this meta, you could also use him as a denier thanks to that Cold Blood. So we'll run him first just to deny with that Cold Blood mechanic. So Cold Blood Fear. So if you're running him as a denier, you rely on the fear skills. So Cold Blood Fear, fear twice. We'll do Great Prophet. So fear, then AoE fear. Fear twice. And let's see, we're gonna go with probably Stamina Drain. That way you have some versatility. Cooldowns. This one activates cooldown and deals some damage. Maybe not Stamina Drain. Yeah, we won't go Stamina Drain. We'll go with cooldown and just a bunch of fear. So maybe you have an ally that can cleanse. Part of me is like, do you really need both? This one, no cooldown. Fear and a one-shot cooldown is so nice, and you Cold Blood. This is a double. Part of me wants to run the Stamina Drain just in case. So let's get rid of the applies fear to one, then to awe. We'll get rid of the great old one just to have that Stamina Drain. So let me do Sanity check. And you also have a way of dealing damage. Stamina activate cooldown. Oh, no stamina. In case you have no stamina. Dang. Again, keep in mind, it's sometimes a good idea to not deal any damage because then you don't gotta worry about triggering some stuff. But we're gonna run that. Ooh, he can revive if he dies. That's nice. Alright, stamina recovery. For sure, resin. Actually, let's not go with that because that can get annoying. I think I would do cleansing negatives. When the turn starts with the war stamina is above 50, deals dark damage to all enemies and applies random negative effect. After damaging with the skill of any enemies under a negative status effect, applies random control. That can get interesting as well. I think we'll just give him resurrection in case your ally dies. You can bring him back to life, considering you yourself have revival. So let's do that. And again, we're gonna run him as a denier and then as an attacker. So as a denier, he's one of the few that you could actually go 3 speed and not regret it. You can also go 2 speed and a team speed, considering like an Uriel going and doing Catholicon or a Galvanus doing Enlightenment. But let's go 3 speed. So you'd want to run him with an attacker and a Megaton monster. So let's take him out into PvP and let's see what he can do. Alright, and so this is the team I'm going to utilize just to give Preston a little more limelight to shine. So let's take him out into PvP and let's see what I can do. Yeah, if Preston ends up dying, at least I can bring him back with the Black Moon. Alright, so let's click fight. Now, of course, since this isn't the first look video, if it looks like I'm going to win the battle, I will just be exiting out. So, Firefool, he has Bulwark. We have Taunt, and then we have another Bulwark monster. How annoying. So we're going to go ahead and do the Cold Blood, which again, bypasses Taunt. And then I can target whoever I want, so let's see if I can freeze. Or sorry, freeze. Let's see if I can fear. And in this case, it looks like the fear did not land. Yeah, fear did not land. Churn transfer, now I get wrecked. Alright, Preston gets to go, so let's go Red Punch. Let's go Blue Kick. Holster's Gun will kick in, we're good. Let's go Green Flames. And then I can do single target. And then Red Punch. Blue Kick, just to showcase him a little bit more. Do you have Revival? I forget what you have. Mysteries Runner. Nope. Alright, on to the next one. So, against Bulwark, you're going to land your effects 50-50. But it is what it is. Also, he keeps the... Awesome. He keeps the Cold Blood. It's not like one of those monsters that removes it. So my accuracy is reduced thanks to that Sunburn, but hopefully it works out here. So applies Cold Blood. Heavy water damage applies fear to one enemy. Let's prevent her from transferring. Hopefully. Ammonia, death, even death may die, and the Cold Blood once again does not land, which is unfortunate. Maybe you need to run this monster with someone that can maybe you need to run him with someone that can hold someone that gives the whole team like increased accuracy or something. Alright, True Vision, Toxins, Dark Protection. Red Punch, this is not gonna go well. Blue Kick. And now I wish I had my AoE. Green Flames. Blazing Trolling. Alright, you are gonna die. Oh no. Lust Wings. Okay, that's not bad. So I still have the Cold Blood, so I can now deny. We can do activates all cooldown, fear, removes evasion, no one has evasion, applies fear to one enemy, then to all. Let's do that one. And what the heck happened? How did I miss? What would you have that I missed? Stun region, dark protection. I don't even know what happened there. Remove stamina from one, then from everyone. Let's do this one. Afraid. There we go. Fear landed this time around. And again, I'm able to get through the Megatons thanks to me having Cold Blood. So 3 churn, 3 speed on this monster I think works out really, really well, as you're seeing. That Sunburn's going to eat me alive, but that's fine. Cane Sword might save me. We'll see right now. We will see. Looks like no. Cane Sword. Alright, let's see. Even death may die. See, if only I could remove positive effects. If only. But let's do this. Stamina drain. Was that not 100? Alright, I rezzed Kings. Alright, hopefully I can save him. Great Prophet applies fear to one enemy, then to awe. Applies fear to one enemy. If only if it cleansed positive effects, I would be able to re-fear. Alright, let's do this. Blue Kick. Green Flames. Boom. I mean, Preston could win it from now. Oh! Could have won it. Alright, if I die, I get to come back to life. So maybe there's hope for me. Oh, looks like there is hope for me. So we would do this. Afraid. Removes 100% from one, then 50 from everyone. Yeah, last time I felt like it didn't do it all. Alright, there we go. And like, Afraid just happened to make him skip his next turn. Afraid is still skipping his turn, and they're no longer afraid. I wish he could cleanse like I mentioned, but in this case I can't. But yeah, wow, I actually was able to take down this team. That's cool to see. So I think as a denier with that Cold Blood Fear, that's unique, right? Most of the time monsters aren't going to be immune to fear. So being able to Cold Blood Fear is powerful. Here's a good example with Galvanist. Assuming I'm going before Galvanist, and with 3 speed I should be. Looking at the churn order. Oh, Galvanist is slow. Interesting. I think in this situation I would do AoE Fear. There we go. So churn skip. Preston's able to go. To be honest, I'd probably just die. So we'll attack. Oh, forgot about him and his anticipation. So let's finish you off. We definitely don't want to deal with you in the future. Oh, darn it. I messed this up. I think I could have played it differently. Let's see what happens. I'm curious. So try to keep it dead. I'm kind of hoping Preston would have died, but he didn't die. Sanity check. Again, why couldn't SP just make this remove positive effects so I can chain fear? Oh, well, at least I can activate cooldowns, right? So you could always do that. Sanity check, CDA. So now no rezzing. I don't got to worry about it. Never mind, he just came back to life. Now he can res if he wants to. Whispers. I guess in this case we would kill you. Oh, never mind. Oh, yes, mind. Alright, Preston dead. You're dead. I mean, if I survive, darn it. If I survive, Black Moon would have res and everything. Alright, look at the turn order. It's crazy. Because you're a brand new monster, you're super fast. Oof. Alright, Dark Volt. I should have brought my other Volt. That would have been nice. Whispers of Madness. There's nothing really to do. Maybe I just Cold Blood, and in this case, I will Cold Blood you. Oh, whoops. I keep... For a second, I'm like, Pierce. Nope, it's not Pierce. Alright, this is what happens if you let a VoltaiK go, which is a good example of VoltaiK redeemed. If you let him go on defense, and he's running only ET skills, he will destroy you. He will decimate you. Alright, everyone has evasion. Yeah, everyone has evasion. It can't do anything. Or recharge. Please finish me off. Watch, wait, learn. Nope. Alright, let's exit out. Alright. Cold blood. Evasion. Oh, wait. I'm dumb. So I could have done the, removes evasion cold blood. That's what I should have done. Sanity check. Removes evasion. Oh, no, but that doesn't have cold blood. Never mind. Sorry, I'm confabulating. Is that a word? I'm mixing the two. So this one's cold blood and fear. This one is remove evasion. Then activate cooldowns and fear. So I would have to do this and then follow up with this if they have evasion. Anyhow, top monster. So I will cold blood and target Galvanus. Afraid it does land. I don't have to worry about anticipation right away. Again, now I'm wishing I had the AoE. Let's go ahead and do hardest rock, torture immunity. Sure, why not? Let's do that. Alright, now since I still have the cold blood, this is when I can target you over here. And it lands. And then cold blood, fear to one enemy, stamina drain. I guess I can just fear over here for fun. Finish you off. Powerful fists. Death may die. Alright, you guys get the idea. Cthulhu? I like him. I like the cold blood fear. It's been so long since I've had a chance to use the denier that I really am enjoying it. Alright, yeah, SP did a really cool thing. Not only does he have a cool design, he's actually viable. Alright, but let's try to utilize him as some sort of an attacker. So it goes without saying, if you run him as an attacker, his main skill is the sanity check. And of course you're going to run even death may die. And then you're looking at, let's see, damaging skills. You have the AoE for Megaton monsters, I guess. And then that already deals damage, so I guess you're fine with that. This one's drowned, yeah. So I would go with this setup. And you're mostly there to kill the Cupids, the Serpentines, and whatnot. In this case, he would not be a Black Moon monster, although he could be. I'd probably do, like, the Horn. And then this would have to be Omnia, of course. So I'm going to turn time for someone that can cleanse right away. Give a damage boost, so we'll do that. We'll click Fight. Let's see. I am curious to see how well he'll work. I don't know if we'll actually find opponents. Oh, what do you know? There it is. We found an opponent. Let's see what we can do. So it goes without saying I'll turn transfer right away. I'm pretty sure I'm multi-cane. I'm pretty sure. So Emma Shipwreck, 30 damage, and that could already almost kill. Even Death May Die, 464k. This is not even my stronger skill. Insanity check just decimates him. Obviously, or just to see, it's 310k. So yeah, like, if you fight any Elvira base that starts the game off with evasion, it doesn't matter. You've got him. Yeah, you got him. Lust Wing. Let's cleanse that. Let's damage boost. Maybe I should have turn transferred. Maybe. AoE. Boom. Devil's Fruit. We'll bite. We'll see what happens. Okay, that's not bad. We'll do activate cooldowns. We have to hit Uriel, so you're not rezzing. Darn. We have to hit you, so you're not rezzing. I'm a Shipwreck, remove stamina. 100% stamina. It works when they got a recharge. The Call of Cthulhu applies cold blood to absorb, removes 50% stamina from all enemies, curse, and fear. Let's do it! Let's do it. Ah, oh, darn it. Alright, back to this. So, we're going to activate cooldowns and fear. Enlightenment. Oh, that's so hard to navigate. Cold blood, heavy water damage. I'm gonna get destroyed here. Let's do that. Chosen Angel. No! I'm done for. That's the worst thing that could have happened to me. I'm like, why isn't he rezzing? Duh! I literally mentioned this at the beginning. He blocks resurrection. Why am I even worried about Uriel? I should not be worried about Uriel. What the heck? All this time, I'm like, gotta stop him. I don't want him to res. That's the whole point of Cthulhu. That's literally what I mentioned. I'm like, if you fight a Uriel, you can kind of ignore him. And this whole time, I'm not ignoring them. See, I should have focused all my attention on Galvanus. Goodness. Alright, I was hoping to find an Elvira, but looks like we're not going to be able to find Elvira. Anticipation. Let's cleanse away the death countdown. Supreme Fun. Alright, sanity check. Boom! Again, fire monsters, they are gone. So you have the Great Cthulhu that can be used as an attacker to take on the Serpentex, the Cherub Cupids, those monsters. If they kill you, you yourself have a revival essence, which is super useful. If the enemy is using like Elvira, Cherub Cupid, Uriel, that Uriel's worthless. And you got this. So I think he's actually viable, funny enough. You have the fear mechanic where you can deny whoever you want. You have Cold Blood to bypass taunts, megatons. Funny enough, I think he's actually viable in the game. I think I've dropped too much in trophies, so we're going to have to climb before I do more attacks. Yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed this exclusive first look on the Great Cthulhu. He definitely is great, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about him in the comments below. How would you utilize him? Any thoughts? Thank you very much, and remember to subscribe.